get in your travel bag, okay? You are young, okay? Travel. Travel and live your best life, period. Like, I'm on a mission to get my passport stamped. Hi besties, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome bestie, and I really do hope you like it here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get on today's video. As you've seen by the title of this video, we're talking about everything travel, okay? I'm so in my travel era, guys, like, period. Like, I've always wanted to travel, and you know, sometimes, well, not sometimes, but back then it wasn't that easy. It wasn't that possible to travel. But now I'm able to travel quite a lot, which I'm so excited about. And I just want to share some tips and tricks with you guys on how to travel in your 20s, how to travel on a budget, and how I make it. You know, yeah, so let's get into it. So if you see me looking down, I'm just going to be referring to my notes, okay? But before I get into that, I'd just like to talk about like my journey. You know, I think I've been wanting to travel for a long time, but you know, the finances, I think the finances are always a problem. And I'm like, I want to explore, I want to do this, I want to do that. That's nice, you know what I mean? But like the finances. But you know what? I think don't sleep on yourself, because in your 20s, that's the best time for you to explore, to put yourself out there and just, you know, see other things, see new cultures, learn something, you know, go out there, get your passport stamped, you know what I mean? Previously, I used to maybe be able to travel once a year. Yeah, I only was able to travel once a year. But you know, things have changed now, and I have better plans, and you know, I have better ways of managing my finances, and I found a way to slot in travel, okay, and cut off certain things in my lifestyle. Like, I am not done finishing my apartment, but I've decided, you know what? You know what? That mirror can wait. That mirror can wait. Let me go see what's out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, without rambling any further, let's get into it. Let me just give you a rundown of the trips that I've already taken this year. I've taken 5 trips this year, and I've got my 6th trip loading, period. Okay, so to start off, this year in January, I went to Durban, then I went to Mozambique, then I went to Hoedspruit. That was in January, and all those 3 trips were planned in 2023. I think from like September, October, I started paying for those trips. By December, all trips were done. All the other money was just used for leisure and all the things in between. So in those 3 trips, we've got 2 local and 1 international. And then we then went to bushfire with my girls. Yeah, that we started planning for around February, and we took 3 months as well to pay, from Feb, March, April, and then all the money in May is used for, you know, 3 months to pay, and then the month of the travel we use it to save towards money to spend at the trip. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was my 4th trip. Swaziland was my 4th trip and my 2nd international trip for the year. My 1st trip was the one recently now, where I went to Melif Park in Mpumalanga. That was so nice. And that one, yeah, the planning was, because, yeah, it was financed in 1 month. But we made it happen. We made it happen. The last trip of the year, which is yet to happen, I will be going to Lesotho for the Malitunyana festival. So excited for that, and that will be my third trip for the year. Not third international trip for the year. Okay, and for that trip, been paying for like over 4 months now, because there was another trip, the Malif Park, in between, and I had to pause the paying of the Lesotho one. But basically, the gist of things is that 3 months to pay. 3 months to pay for every trip. So let's get on to the tips that I have for you. Okay, the first tip I have for you is to plan ahead of time. As you've seen in everything that I've told you, all the 6 trips for this year, I've planned ahead for all of them. So three to 4 months to pay, and the month of the trip is the month where you save for the expenses for that month, for that trip, right? Timing is everything. Always book on time. When you book on time, things are cheaper and all of that. Like, for example, when I was booking for January is generally cheaper. And also when you are booking months in advance, you get discounts and all of that. So timing, okay? And when you plan ahead, it's not like you just woke up and decided, let's go out tomorrow. It gives you time. Yeah, and it also helps you with saving money, and not for the trip to be an financially a lot. Yeah. And then the second tip is choose budget friendly destinations. Okay, I think all the trips I've gone to this year are honestly budget friendly. I've not spent more than 5,000 alone for each of those trips. Okay, yeah, excluding expenditures, but I mean, like, for the accommodation, the travel, everything, every little thing in between, it has been within 5K. Yeah, I think including what I spend there, honestly, if I'm thinking about it correctly. Yeah, so I think choose budget friendly destinations. Like, for example, going to bushfire, the packages are not expensive. Going to Swaziland, the packages are not, to Lesotho, the packages are not that expensive. So instead of maybe saying, oh, I want to go to Zanzibar, you don't have the Zanzibar money. But in the meantime, with what you have, you can go to Lesotho, go to Botswana, go to Swaziland, and do 3 trips in a year as opposed to 1 trip, right? So yeah. And then the third tip is always go for affordable accommodation. But that's a little bit, because it depends on the type of trip you're going to. Do you understand? When I went to Swaziland, we were camping. Okay, we were camping, so that's cheap accommodation. Had we booked a lodge, it was gonna be more expensive. You understand? Yeah, because when I'm now going on to a bush escape, I want to stay in a good, comfortable place, because, like, I'm mostly gonna be in the house or just somewhere away from home, like a nice staycation. So where you stay does matter. But yeah, I think it still works. Just also take your time. Take your time when you're looking for places, because you might the first like right now I'm already making plans for my January trip for my birthday, right? And I was looking around, and I found one. It was 7.5, and I was ready to settle for it. Okay, and then after, I'm like, what, let me look further, let me look some more, and I just found one that, even when I book for more than a weekend, the price is still less than 7.5. Okay, and I still it's a very beautiful place. Gorgeous. You know me, like, beautiful Airbnbs. Trust me, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, try and look, try and search. And that's why planning ahead helps. Okay, I think I'm already late with my planning for my birthday in January. But, you know, still, if you search, you'll find good accommodations. Okay, and also glamping is not that bad. Glamping is not that bad. They're nice glamping. I think it's Africamps. They do nice glamping. They've got nice glamping places all over South Africa. They are good. They look good. I've never been to one, but I've viewed those places quite a lot of times. Yeah. And then the fourth tip is transportation. Okay, this is why it's important to plan ahead, guys, because, like, transport can be one of the most expensive things you're gonna spend on. Because if you're flying, your flights, your return flights, all of those things. Because I remember 2021, I went to Cape Town. Around Easter time. Tell me why my return flights were 4K. Like, please. Okay. But it was my friend's birthday, we just had to do it. But like, I'm just saying, like, when you plan ahead, at least we could have booked on time. The thing is, we just booked 2 weeks before and all of that, and the prices are sky high. So always like book on time, and that way you can also find alternative ways to travel. As you guys have seen, when I went to Hoedspruit with my girls, and even Mellows Park now, even Swaziland, I was driving. We were driving. So yeah, sometimes driving yourselves there can save you guys a lot of money, because to fuel up a car for 2 trips might be way cheaper compared to flying, or I don't know, finding other ways of traveling. So ride sharing really helps. So yeah, and if you can, like, use public transport. Like, I've never taken a bus to Cape Town. I hear that is exciting. I'm lying, it's not exciting, but it would be a nice experience to just sit there. Well, guys, I think going to Limpopo traumatized me. I used to use the bus quite a lot, and the buses take forever. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try a bus to Cape Town. And then the fifth tip is to eat on a budget. Eating on a budget. Eat local food, you know, cook your own meals. I'm big on cooking my own meals, guys. People say no, Airbnbs are a scam because now you're supposed to be on holiday but you're still cooking. Guys, choose your struggle. Literally choose your struggle. For me, I don't mind cooking. You're already relaxed. It's already a weekend. You chilled. You know what? Yeah, and I think that's cheaper. That's cheaper because if you go out, you're gonna spend way more than that. And I think one thing you can also try is just look for accommodations that have breakfast. At least maybe you can only now worry about one or two other meals of the day, depending on how much you eat. But locally, self-catering is always cheaper. Okay. And for activities and sightseeing, look for cheap or free activities to do. When we went to Swaziland, we went hiking. We went hiking there. I think that was one of the highlights for me. We saw about 5 waterfalls in that hike. That was exciting. You know what I mean? That was free. It was free. Yeah, it was free. You see, so we did something outside of the festival and it was free. So sometimes you don't always have to spend a lot of money to do activities. You know what I mean? Even hiking, just to see the place. And when you go to Cape Town, you can hike a Lion's Head or Table Mountain or whatever. Those things are not that pricey. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tip number 7 is to be a savvy traveler. Okay. Set a daily budget, especially if you're doing excursions and all of that. Set a daily budget, because when we went to Durban, we're doing a lot of things. We went to Ushaka Marine World. We were doing a lot of touristy things there. So it was important to have like a budget. Like, okay, I'm like a very organized person. I will have the numbers down to a T. Okay, period. And obviously you just save a buffer for if things change here and there. But like, I always research, okay, if we go to Ushaka Marine World, how much are we paying for entrance, how much are we doing this, how much is that, so that everything is documented and you have a realistic budget to work around. So yeah, I think such a budget, like, okay, each day if you're gonna go out and maybe have a lunch or have drinks or whatever, I have 500 rand to spend each day, or whatever works for you. You know what I mean? And then the 8th and final tip, you guys, is to travel with friends. Okay, group travel is always cheap. Like, that's how I was able to manage like 3 trips in 1 month in January, because the trips I'm not paying alone, and when you pay with someone, it's cheaper. For the Hoedspruit trip, we were 4, so the 4 of us sharing the fuel cost, the accommodation, the food. Like, at the end of the day, for the drinks, I think my contribution was like 200 rand or something, and we were able to have a lot of drinks for the weekend. And then, you know what I mean? All in all, when you tell a couple of you guys, the price comes down. So yeah, I think that's how I am able to travel. And I think you can do it as long as you plan ahead. You see, right now, I'm already planning for my birthday. I'm already planning what I'm going to do in January. I already have a trip that I'm planning for May next year. I have my eyes on it. I've not started paying for it or anything, but you get what I'm saying. Like having a plan of what you want to do, you know, it helps you balance things out, you know, because I know as soon as I'm back from my Jan trip, I need to start paying for my May trip. You get what I mean? So yeah, the essence of this video is just for you to plan, because with planning, you won't feel that 5K. To be honest, most of the trips that I've talked about or that I've gone to, I didn't spend more than 5K. So please get in your travel bag, okay? You are young, okay? Travel. Travel and live your best life, period. Like I'm on a mission to get my passport stamped. This year alone, I've only been able to get 2 stamps. So I'm going for my 3rd one, period. And next year, hopefully more than that. Okay. We add one more each year, one more international stamp each year. But like, yeah, that's the goal. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Interact with me. If these tips were helpful, let me know. If there's anything else you'd like to know, travel based or anything in general, drop it in the comment section and I will get back to you. Mwah.